we are going to move through, we're going to play with twists today, kind of like any way we can get them in. At the very beginning of the practice, we'll kind of tune into what the back of the body feels like, because I want you to just kind of think about how twists are impacting the back of the body. You know, I think a lot of times we're like, oh yeah, digestion and things like that, but twists can be a really, like, they're kind of my favorite way to really open up the muscles of the back. And you work kind of side by side. So this will be an interesting practice if you start to notice like right versus left as well. That's what we're working with today. I've got 2 blocks. If you have a couple blocks, they'll serve you well. I went on a hike today and I got like a kind of weird sunburn on my left side. So I'm facing this way, and I hope you can't tell. We are going to start out in a seated position. So maybe bringing a block beneath the sit bones if you like. And then just coming into an easy seat in as fast or as slow a way as you need this evening. Feeling the legs perhaps fold in. Noticing the parts of your body that touch your mat. Becoming one with your mat, this space which will kind of serve as your anchor for the next hour. And actually, we're going to start out with a couple of yin shapes just to kind of feel into the back body. So with or without your block, let's start out with a butterfly pose. Bring the soles of the feet together. And as you're pressing those soles of the feet together, you can bring the heels as close in or as far out from the body as you like, but make sure that you're kind of pulling the flesh of your buttocks out from below you. You can really feel those sit bones against the ground. And then once you're there, we're just kind of dropping right in. So drop the chin towards the chest, and then let that rounding continue through the spine. And the slower you go, the more you're gonna feel. So really slowly melting into a moment of stillness in this shape. And what's nice about our more yin type postures, there's like nowhere to go, right? There's no end point. There's no particular shape you're searching for here. It's more about noticing what's up. So as you drop that chin to the chest, keep kind of tucking and start to notice the muscles that line the left and right side of the spine. And then we'll be here for a good minute or so, a good 60 seconds plus. And so this is an opportunity for you to slow the mind and slip into the body. What do you feel? Can you detect more tension on one or the other side of the body here? Feel the shoulders relax. Allow things to become very still here. Appreciating what this stillness can illustrate for you. Begin to notice the breath. Simply watching it come and go. And perhaps once you start to pay attention to the breath, it begins to lengthen out for you. Beautiful. See if you can let go of any tension in the feet, the hips, middle back, neck and shoulders. Relax the face. We'll take 3 more deep breaths here. Fill yourself up. Bring yourself out, opening the mouth, sigh.
2 more just like that. Beautiful. And then from there, very slowly bring yourself back up. Taking your time, draw the knees together, extend both soles of the feet out straight, toes facing up towards the sky. Again, check in with the sit bones, make sure they're grounded with the earth. And then just for a moment here, pull the toes back towards the shins, kind of let the tips of the toes shine up towards the ceiling as you lengthen down through the crown, pull the low belly in and press into the backs of the legs, the backs of the heels. Sitting up nice and tall. Beautiful. And just for a moment, shine the face upward, lift the heart towards the sky. And on an exhale, slowly tuck that chin and begin to round forward. Coming into just a simple forward fold here. Again, nothing to prove. You're not warmed up, right? So this is just an interesting way to see where the body's at today. Beautiful. Keep tucking that chin towards the chest, and again, pay attention to what you feel in the back of the body. We tend to get into those tissues that line the immediate sides of the spine and even draw down past the pelvis, past the back of the hips, down into the legs. Beautiful. Relax the hands, the shoulders, the face, the heart, the belly. And then if it's available to you, spread the palms out on the ground or on blocks. And you might open up your eyes here. You're probably looking right between the knees or somewhere at your midline. Very slowly start to drift over towards your right knee. So again, a really slow journey, drawing the center of the heart, the center of the chest over towards the right. It doesn't have to be far. The slower you go, again, the more you're going to feel. So make this a bit of an exploration as you kind of deviate to your right side. What do you feel? Relax the feet, the ankles, the calves, the hips. And then come back through center just to slowly start to slide over to the left side, just a few inches. And then come back through center. Take 3 slow, deep sighs. And then slowly draw yourself back up through center. Take your time. And then once you arrive, you can slowly hug those legs back in. Here we are back in our easy seat. From here, arms reach up overhead, palms face each other, shoulders soften down. On each inhale, grow taller. On each exhale, root down through the sit bones. Nice. And then inhale, gaze upwards, stretch out the throat. Beautiful. Keep breathing here. And then bring the skull upright and then take the hands straight out in front of you. Wrap the fingers around the thumbs, roll through the wrists. And then switch direction. Good. And open up the palms towards the ceiling, fingertips extended forward on each exhale. Bend the elbows, fingertips to shoulders. Inhale, open it out. A few more that way. Keep the structure in the shoulders strong, so lots of space for both collarbones to be lifted and broad. Beautiful. And then leave the fingertips on the shoulders here. And then we're going to draw the elbows together and up the center of the face. And then open them out into the side, making nice big round circles through the shoulders. Keep flowing that way. Try to make the elbows touch. And then open out and down. Take 2 more in this direction. And then switch direction, opening out and up, drawing together and down. Very nice. And then from here, we're gonna extend the arms out, nice goddess pose, field goal arms. Spread the palms wide, nice and energetic through each and every fingertip. Keep trying to pull those elbows back, 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 as though they can come toward each other. Strengthen through the biceps and triceps, but soften through the top of the shoulder. Breathing broadly. Very nice. Now from here, if it's available to you, we're going to cross the arms, bring the right elbow on top of the left, and then grab for opposite palms. So we've got these eagle arms. If that's not available to you, I want you to bend both elbows and bring the forearms parallel just in front of the heart, and then grab hold of your elbows. Beautiful. And then from here, whatever you've got hold of, really pressing the elbows into the opposite arm, opposite hand, whatever you're working with. Feeling those shoulder blades spread wide, whether you're here or here. And then regardless of the arm position, I want you to start to just circle the elbows. Nice, and then switch direction. Good, and then we're all gonna come to having these hands grabbing hold of the elbows, forearms lined up with each other, and then we're just gonna broaden out those circles. I think I'm messing with my microphone, sorry. And then switch direction. Nice big sweeping circles with the forearms. Very nice. And then arms will come through center. We're going to draw the left hand down to the earth. Reach the right fingertips up and over. Ground down through that right sit bone. Let the spine flex over to the left. Beautiful. And then engage the low belly here as you start to sit up tall, and then switch. Right palm comes down, left fingertips come up and over. Relaxing both shoulders, reaching through that left side body. And then from here, I want us to gain just a little bit of slow momentum. So we're just going to tick-tock side to side. Left hand comes down, right arm reaches up. Once you reach your full range of motion there, just bring it back in the opposite way. So kind of tick-tocking side to side. Pressing through the ground, kind of giving yourself a little propulsion upward. Now as you're starting to flow side to side, start to engage through the core. Trying to knit everything in towards your midline, feeling the spine grow a little bit longer, a little bit taller. And feel each side body start to activate. Good. And then from here, we're not going to touch the ground anymore. So now just bend the elbow, hug it in towards the body as you reach up and over. Beautiful. And then switch sides. Now I want you to start to imagine that you're climbing up a rope. You're grabbing hold at the center, pulling down. The core draws you up. Keep lengthening through that long side body. Good. Take one more pass on each side.
And then come through center. Inhale, both arms rise on up. And then soften through the shoulders again. Beautiful. And then we're going to, on an inhale, grow nice and tall. And on an exhale, we're going to twist to the left, but don't go far. Let it come from the core. Let it come from the belly. Fingertips come down. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, twist off to the right. And now again, this is going to be a slow progression, taking it to our deeper twists. And so really feel free to just barely rotate here at the beginning. Inhaling, rising, growing tall and strong. Exhaling, twisting gently. Hands come down. Moving at the rate of your own breath. Notice how your degree of twist starts to advance on its own. Now again, we're still getting warm here. You might notice one side, one twist is a little more difficult than the other. Just kind of getting curious about that. Do you have a side that prefers not to twist? Next time you come to that side, we'll pause there. And for me, it's twisting to my right, so I'm going to twist over to the right. Now let that opposite hand come to the knee. So arm crosses the body towards the opposite knee. Pull the low belly in. Whichever direction you're twisting to, that arm will come behind the spine and then slowly look out behind you. Feeling a nice line of energy from the tip of the tailbone to the crown of the head. Nice long neck, broaden those collarbones, draw the shoulder blades toward each other. Imagine you can hug the kidneys inward gently. Don't round through the spine. Take 2 more deep breaths on this side. Beautiful. And then reach that back arm upward. And then feel that arm start to move towards the opposite knee. Arcing through that side body. And then slowly close the gap between hand and knee until the arms are crisscrossed, both hands touching both knees. Draw the heart through center, tuck the chin around the back. On your next natural inhale, draw yourself back up towards center, arms rise. Exhale, twist in the opposite direction. Arm behind acts as a second spine. Arm in front reaches for the opposite knees. You open up your heart in the opposite direction. Draw the shoulder blades together. Hug the kidneys in. Reach through the crown. Gaze goes out over that back shoulder. Very nice. Now keep that hand on your knee. The arm behind you reaches up towards the ceiling and then gently arcs over towards the opposite knee. So here we are lengthening out the opposite side body. And then close the gap between the hand and the knee, slowly bringing the hand to the knee. Arms are crisscrossed, palms are grabbing knees. Draw the heart through center, tuck the chin. And then on an inhale, uncross the arms, bring them up overhead. Exhale, plant the palms behind you. If it's available, let the fingertips point forward. So now we're leaning back onto the palms, stretching through the forearms, the wrists. Now press down through the ground, pull the low belly in. Shine the heart upward, reach the crown long behind you. As you start to open up through your front body, it's possible to kind of like let the belly billow out. See if you can kind of knit it inward. Good. Push through the ground, reach through the crown. Nice, and then bring yourself back up towards center. Now from here, grab hold of one of your blocks if you've got it, and if you don't, no big deal. Imagine that you do, right? We're going to bring the block between the knees. So bend both knees, feet come flat on the floor.
about hip width apart. And then take your block in its most narrow orientation, bring it right there between the thighs. Very nice. And then you're kind of paying attention to your body's own cues here. Allow the feet to be as long or as close in as you need. Both knees are bent. We're going to squeeze that block between the thighs. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. And this might be right where you are. Trying to sit up nice and tall. You could even have the hands on the knees as you keep squeezing that block. Turning on the midline of the body, the adductor muscles of the thighs. If you're feeling good here, draw both hands to the heart and then allow the spine to come backward at a diagonal angle. Whatever angle works best for you. Keep the heart open, keep the palms pressing together, and keep the whole spine nice and long. Press into those feet, squeeze that block. Beautiful. Keep squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. If you're feeling great here, take a few twists. On an inhale, you're here at center. On your exhale, twist to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Good. Let's take 3 more in each direction. Or 2 more. You're like, girl, I'm at home. I'm not doing all that. Nobody keeping me accountable. You guys are keeping me accountable. Thank you. Good. And then maybe reaching both arms out in front. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Nice. And then rock forward. Let that block go. Come on to the hands and knees. Into a tabletop position. We'll bring the palms below the shoulders and knees below the hips. And then from there, walk the hands forward right into a grounded plank pose. Both knees grounded, palms below the shoulders, tucking the toes. Beautiful. And then as you press down through both palms very actively, spread the fingers. Feel those collarbones broaden again. Shoulder blades move slightly toward each other and then downward, and then pull them apart again. Nice long neck. On your inhale, lengthen through the whole spine. On your exhale, soften down towards the earth. Plant the tops of the feet onto the mat. On an inhale, pick the heart up, stretch the crown. And then soften back down, taking a few flows of cobra at your own pace. Now from here, as the face comes down, walk the hands so that they're outside of the mat. They're about in line with the shoulders. Plant the fingertips into the ground as you tent the palms upward. And then on an inhale, lift yourself up, opening that heart. From here, drop that right shoulder downward. Look out over the left shoulder. Inhale through center. Drop the left shoulder down, look over the right shoulder. Good. 2 more on each side. Letting it feel good. Beautiful. And then heart comes through center. Maybe plant both palms, lift the heart, stretch, throat open, and then release back down onto the earth. Beautiful. From here, tuck the toes, spread the palms. The palms are just about in line with the low ribs here. Try to glue the elbows to the ribs as you press upward. Little reverse chaturanga. Beautiful. You're back in your plank. Step both knees up. On an inhale, cow pose. On an exhale, cat the spine. Continue flowing with the breath here. And so the same way that we kind of started out slow with those twists side to side, didn't take it too far, and then things opened up on their own, you can do the same thing with your cat-cat. Let it start out really small and watch how pass after pass that spine opens up for you. And when you feel good there, come back into your neutral tabletop position. Engaging through the core, let's step the right foot back. Tuck the toes, press into the ball of the foot, and stretch back through that right heel. Breathing into the right calf. Very nice. And then bring the hips back up over that left knee. And then from here, lift the right foot up off of the mat. Trying to draw the heel and glute in one long line, or reach the crown away from the foot away from the crown. Pull the low belly in, let both side bodies be equally long. 2 more breaths here. Nice, and then plant that right knee. Step the left foot back, tuck in through the toes, reach back through the heel, let it feel good. Moving freely, maybe kind of rolling along the ball of that foot, big toe to little toe. And then shoulders over wrists, hip over knee. Pull the low belly in, lift that left heel up. Imagine trying to pull your left pinky toe up towards you. Pushing through the ball of the foot. Let the whole back body be in one long line. 2 more deep breaths here. Nice, and then left knee replaces. From here, you can walk that left hand in, not even a full hand length. On an inhale, sweep the right arm up towards the sky, opening the heart to your right. On an exhale, thread the needle. Back of the right hand comes behind the left wrist. Keep reaching out off to the left side of your mat until you come all the way down into the right temple, right shoulder, right arm. Left hand can stay planted for support. Let the neck be nice and long. Looking for a nice stretch for the muscles that line the right side of the spine, attach over on the shoulder blade. Take one last deep breath here. If the left hand is moved, bring it back in front of the face. Press down through that palm. Lift yourself out the way you came in. Right arm reaches up and then plants. Right palm plants just a little more central than usual. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, thread the needle on this side. So let the palms face up. Fingertips reaching off the side of the mat. Left temple, arm, hand landing on the ground. Keep the neck supple. Keep the breath deep. 3 more deep breaths here. And then right palm will spread out, press down, push through that palm, lift yourself up, opening the heart to the left, and then planting that left hand down below the shoulders. From here, let's tuck the toes, lift the knees up, peek the hips high. Right off the bat, walk the hands and the feet nice and wide, about to the outer edges of your mat. You could even shorten your stance a little bit, drawing the tips of the toes a little, maybe like, inch or 2 closer towards the heel of the palm. And then put a nice deep bend into the knees and relax the shoulders, trying to point the sit bones up towards the sky, let the heart melt, let the crown melt down. Taking a few slow, deep breaths here. Getting used to a little inversion. Good, and then we can incorporate our twists here. You might start to bend that right knee and let it drop in towards the center of your mat, as though you could tap your knee at the midline of your mat. You don't have to though. Feeling that left side stretch. And then right the knees, the hips. Deep bend in the left knee, let it drop in towards your midline. That right side body grows long. Good. You could take a couple more passes side to side if you like, or maybe just walking the dog, bending opposite knees, wagging the tail side to side. Good. And then come through center and kind of notice the difference between this kind of beginning phase of a down dog as you would walk the feet closer toward each other and then back a few inches. As much bend in the knee as you like, but this is really the length that we're looking for. Lots of length between hands and toes. Lots of height in the hips. Relax the shoulders. On an inhale, come up on the tiptoes and look forward. Exhale, walk both feet up to the top of the mat. Take your time. Coming up to the top of the mat. Now feet start out at about hip width apart. Walk them wider and turn the toes out at a 45-degree angle. Grab hold of one of your blocks as you bring a deep bend into the knees. Let's come into Malasana Yogi Squat. Your block has 3 different heights on it, and if you prefer not to use it, that's great too. I'm going to start to drop the sit bones down. Doesn't have to be deep here, right? That's where our block is here. We want the knees approximately over the ankles, toes facing outward. Draw both hands together at heart center. Drive the elbows in towards the inner thighs. Keep trying to drop that tailbone down, open the heart up, lift the crown tall. Beautiful. Nice, and then take that right arm, lengthen it out nice and long. Bring it inside of the right thigh, inside the right knee. And then if it's available to you, you could grab the big toe, peace fingers to the big toe, but no pressure. You might just be nice and energetic through those fingertips. Open up the heart, reach the left arm upward. Start to twist the heart to the left. Left fingertips moving away from the left sit bone. Beautiful. 2 more deep breaths on the side. And then left arm will come back down through center. And then left arm adheres to the inner left knee. Kind of use a little bit of tension there between the 2 limbs as you start to come through center, and then lift the right arm up. Start to twist the heart open to the right. Relaxing through the shoulders. Length from the right pinky to the right sit bone. Last 2 breaths on this side. Good, and then heart comes through center, right arm comes down. Last couple breaths here as the palms draw together. Broaden the collarbones, drop that sit bone down, drop that tailbone down. Beautiful. And then release both hands down on towards the earth. And you can draw the toes towards the top of the mat right here at the beginning, or you could change them later. We're going to pop back up. Take that block out in front of us as we come into a forward fold. Feet are hip width apart, toes face forward. Put a nice deep bend into the knee. Let the belly touch the thighs. Let the crown hang for the ground. See if you can make the back of the neck nice and long. And then see if you can make the front of the neck, the throat, nice and long. Nice. Take 2 more deep breaths here. You might even sigh out through the mouth. Beautiful. And then gently lift the gaze, look forward towards the top of the mat. You can grab a block here if you like. Bring a block in between the feet, right about at the midline of the heart, And then press the right hand into that block as you bend the right knee, left hand to left hip. Okay, so you got a nice deep bend in the right knee as you start to lift the heart. Bring the spine parallel to the ground. Relax the shoulders, and then from here start to pull the low belly in and twist open to the left. Doesn't have to be deep. That left hand can stay on the left hip. It could slide up to the sacrum. Pull both hip creases backward. Reach the crown forward. Very nice work. Last 2 breaths here. Good. And then maybe bend through that left knee. Draw the heart through center. Release yourself back down. Good. Resetting through the hips. Any movements you like. Left hand comes to the block. Right hand comes to the right hip. Put a deep bend into that left knee. Push through both feet as you lift the heart upward, parallel to the ground. And then twist open to the right. Keep lengthening out of the pelvic bowl. Sit bones back, crown forward. Good. Last 2 breaths on the side. And then bend into that right knee. Bring the heart through center. Release the heart downward. You can bring your palms onto your blocks or fingertips to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold it in. Good. One more just like that. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Take your time. Palms face each other. Here you are, Urdhva Hastasana. Upward salute. Shoulders soften. Feel the body become buoyant. Lots of space in each and every set of your joints. Lifting up. Core propelling you upward. Good. On your inhale, reach through the fingertips, and on your exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart. 2 more just like that. Reach up and pull down. Very nice. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale the hands together, heart center. Press those palms together. Sternum to thumbs, thumbs to sternum. Draw the shoulder blades down. Little give in the knees, right? Pushing evenly through both feet. Breathing here. Let's take 2 open mouth sighs. Fill up. Let go. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Let's flow a little. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold and step back into your tabletop pose. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, down dog. 3 deep breaths here. And if you prefer to come into child's pose or tabletop for your 3 breaths, that's awesome. Lifting those hip creases up, driving those sit bones and heels back and down. Good. On your inhale, come up onto your tiptoes, gaze forward. Exhale, walk it on up. Take your time. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise. Heart rises. Exhale, hands together, heart center. Good. Let's add on a little. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold, step back to tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, tabletop, child's pose or down dog, 3 deep breaths. Very good. Now, no matter where you are, put a little deep bend in the knees. We're going to gaze forward and we're stepping the right foot through. So whatever that looks like for you is great. If you want to come down from tabletop and step that right foot up, feel free. So we want the right foot forward, and then we're going to come into warrior one. So we're going to lift that left knee, left toes face out at a 45-degree angle with a nice lane of space between the right and left foot. And then put a nice deep bend into that right knee. On an inhale, lift yourself up. Warrior one. Take a few breaths with the fingertips lifting for the sky. Left hip yearning forward as that outer left foot grounds down. Feel that left glute turn on for you. Right hip crease pulls back. Tailbone descends downward. Opening up the heart, softening the face. Good. On an inhale, grow a little taller through the sides of the body, through the spine. Exhale, hands together at heart center. We're going to twist. On an inhale, grow tall. Exhale, twist to your right. Doesn't have to be deep, right? Doesn't have to be far. Just kind of exploring that sensation. Keep pushing into the left foot. Keep pulling back through the right hip. Can you bend a little more deeply into that right knee? Good. And then inhale, come through center. Exhale, now twist off to your left. Keep twisting, 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 twisting. And then now really the only thing that's keeping us from opening more are the hips and that left foot. So let's step back to warrior two. Left arch comes in line with the right heel. Take your time. Left toes face towards the left long edge of your mat. And your stance is probably wider than in warrior one. From here, deep bend in that right knee. Tailbone drops down, crown reaches tall. Heart open towards the left, hips open towards the left. Take both arms out, parallel to the earth. Gaze goes out over the right middle finger. Again, see if you can make the triceps and the biceps nice and strong, hugging the muscle or hugging the bone of the upper arm. Nice. Let those feet reach away from each other, but feel the pelvic floor pull up for you. And now on an inhale, arms reach upward. And on an exhale, lengthen through that right leg, pivot on the right foot. Here you are, open to the left side of your mat. Walk the feet a little closer in together. We'll come into a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, take it in. Option to bring your blocks beneath your hands if you like. Let the outer edges of the feet be parallel. Pick up the toes, feel that arch turn on for each foot. And then as much bend in the knees as you like, allowing that spine to descend downward. Relaxing the face. If it would feel okay from here, start to walk the hands over to the left. Let the right hand reach for the left foot. Left ankle, left leg. Good. And then from here, if it feels okay, left hand comes to the left hip. Little gentle bend in each knee. And then we're starting to rotate the heart open to the left as far as feels good for you. Nice. And then the left hand slides down the length of the leg. Both hands come through center, heart comes through center. Both arms move over to the right foot. Left hand grabs hold anywhere that feels nice. Right hand comes to the small of the back. Pull the shoulder blades together. Pull the belly in. Rotate the heart to the right. then right hand slides back down. Both hands come through center. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Put a nice deep bend into both knees as you start to pivot back towards the top of your mat. Right foot forward, left foot back. And we're just going to step the left foot up to the top. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Good, other side. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, step both knees back, tabletop pose. Inhale, cow shape. Exhale, cat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, tabletop. Exhale, your posture, your choice for 3 deep breaths. Where do you want to be? Tabletop, child's, or down dog? Nice. When you're ready, we're going to look forward between the hands. We'll step the left foot to the top of the mat this time. Preparing for our warrior, one on this side, left foot's forward, right foot's back. As you're ready, knee lifts up, toes face out at 45 degrees angle. And then again, it's like you're on train tracks here, right? There's some space between each foot, a narrow lane of space. And then as you lift on up, arms can reach up overhead. And we're just tinkering with the hips here for a moment. This left hip crease comes back and that left sit bone tries to draw down. The right hip gently pulls forward as you root down through the outer edge, the knife edge of that right foot. Good. How much longer can you become in each side body? Good. On an inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, draw the hands together at heart center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the left. Good. Push through that right foot. Push, push, push. Left hip drawing back. Nice work, you guys. And then inhale, come through center. Exhale, we're twisting off to the right. Keep twisting, twisting, twisting. And now it's just this foot and hip that keep us from opening up. Warrior 2. Heel to arch alignment. Toes towards the long right edge. Deep bend into that left knee. Heart over hips. Head over heart. Nice midline here. Arms come out into a T. Gaze goes out over the left middle fingers. You only have one left middle finger. The left middle finger. Soften the shoulders, lengthen the neck. And then again, really root down and out through the feet, pull up through the pelvic floor. Nice. Then inhale, both arms rise up overhead. Exhale, hands to the hips. Pivot the left foot so that everything's facing towards the right edge of your mat. We're gonna walk the feet in a little bit closer. Let's come into goddess pose. Toes come out into that 45-degree angle. Gently pull the low belly in and tuck the tailbone. From here, knees follow in the same track as the tips of the toes. Dropping the hips down as far as feels good for you. Arms can come out into those cactus shape. Palms forward. Crown reaching. You can take 3 slow, deep breaths here. Good. On an inhale, lengthen all your limbs. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, pivot forward. Exhale, we'll just step that right foot up. Forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands to the heart.
Now from here, let's come on down to the mat. You may take a little toe stand here, just squatting down into a chair pose and then allowing the hips to keep descending down. Heels might pop up. Good, maybe you're practicing your balance, steadying the heart and head over the hips, lifting the heart. And as you're ready, maybe using your blocks, just come on down to the sit bones. And then from here, we'll come all the way down onto the back, releasing the spine against the earth, moving freely, maybe taking the knees side to side, walking the shoulders away from the ears, lengthening through the crown of the head, even kind of lifting the base of the skull towards the edge of your mat. Beautiful. Let's take one final posture before we take a couple of twists. Hands come down alongside the hips, fingertips reaching for the heels. Those heels are about hip width apart, and the outer edges of the feet are parallel. You can lift up the toes and feel the ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe pressing down. Keep that connection with the feet as you set the toes down. From here, lift the hips just a couple of inches up off the mat. Going more for length in the lower back than height in the hips. So with that in mind, keep reaching the tailbone long forward. Try to keep the rib cage kind of nipped in. It wants to open up, it wants to flare out when we take this. See if you can kind of keep it inward. Push through those feet, stretch through the sit bone, stretch through the tailbone. Creating lots of space for the lower back. Good, and then keep all that space as you let the spine come back down onto the mat. And let's cross the right leg over the left. Pick up the hips, shift them to the right a couple of inches, set them back down. Knees come to the left, arms come out in a T. Option to take the gaze out to the right thumb. Supine twist. Notice if there's something you can let go of here. On your inhale, feel your right side fill up with breath. On your exhale, feel it stretch, feel it broaden, feel it expand for you. 3 more deep breaths this way. And then gently bring the head through center. And bring the knees up through center. Hips are probably cockeyed. You can bring them to the midline of the mat as you uncross the legs. Good. And then left leg will cross over right. Hips will pick up and shift to the left. Set them back down. Knees go to the right. Option to take the gaze to the left. Feeling that long line from the tips of the left fingers to the left elbow. Line from the left elbow to the left shoulder. Left shoulder to left hip. Left hip to left knee to left ankle.
Feel these lines expanding. Three more deep breaths here. And then the head will come through center, and the knees will come through center. Uncross the legs, straighten out the hips, and then pull the knees in towards the chest to begin with here. So just hugging the knees to the chest, pressing the lower back, downward, hugging the knees inward. And then from there, take the knees nice and wide, pull them down towards the armpits. Keep that bend in the knees as you shine the soles of the feet up towards the sky. Happy baby pose. Maybe grabbing on behind the thighs. If you'd like to rock side to side, feel free. Again, one last time here, just noting the right side and the left side, noticing the difference between the two, seeing if you feel any more open, especially through the back of the body. When you're ready, feel free to take any last movements, shapes, breaths, thoughts before making your way into a Shavasana. And as you come into your Shavasana, feel free to take it in your favorite way. Legs could be long or knees could be bent. Front, side, back body, legs up the wall, anything that serves you well here and gives you the best opportunity to create stillness for the body, for the breath, for the mind. Creating an opportunity for all of your practice to sink in through the layers, through the sheaths that make you up, the layers that you impact with your yoga practice. Relax the space between your eyes and soften the lower jaw. Feel the eyes soften, the cheekbones, the temples, space behind the ears, above the ears, and below the ears. Relax the root of the tongue, soft palate on the roof of the mouth. And then allow this softness to melt into each and every tissue of your body, signaling rest, allowing for yourself rest. Coming as close to doing nothing as you can here. Let the parts of the body that want to lift from the earth lift. Let the parts that want to descend into the earth descend. Let yourself just be. Remain here in your Shavasana as long as you like. I leave you to it. So much love to you all. Namaste. Thanks for joining.